What's going on, guys? Welcome back to lesson 6 of our crypto course brought to you by the Coin Collective channel. So today we're going to talk about NFTs, the market surrounding NFTs, fractionalized ownership, and tokenized real estate. So first off, you may ask yourself, what is an NFT? What does an NFT even mean? So an NFT is a non-fungible token. So first off, what does fungible mean? So fungible means that something is able to be replaced by an identical item of the same value. So say I loan you $1 and then a few months later you pay me back that $1. It doesn't need to be the same dollar because it's fungible. All dollars maintain the same value of being $1. So with an NFT, it is non-fungible, meaning it is unique and there's nothing else like it. You can't just replace it with something identical like $1 to another dollar. So a non-fungible token is a token that cannot be divided or minted again because it is non-fungible on the blockchain. So a non-fungible token is typically used to represent things that you can't just replicate. So say art or real estate or maybe even your car. You can't just copy your house or a unique art piece. A non-fungible token is used to represent things like these, whether they're digital or physical, and create a way that you can exchange them with other people in an easier way than before. If you were to tokenize a stack of gold, you now can transfer that value of gold in an NFT form anywhere on the planet, and someone now has the ownership rights to that physical gold. Or whatever you're trying to use an NFT for, you now have a new way of being able to exchange items that have unique value. So for example, say I'm an up-and-coming music artist. Typically, if music artists want to get any kind of exposure, they would need to go through a label. With NFTs, you don't have to do that because you can create a community of people that believe in you as a music artist, and they purchase your NFT or participate in whatever kind of sale you're doing, and they can own IP or intellectual property of your music. And that has digital scarcity, and there is a real value aspect to that. So you've created a whole new marketplace for artists that they can participate in without having to go through some big conglomerate they would typically have to pass through. So say you were one of Pearl Jam's very first fans back in the 1980s. If this technology existed back then, they could have offered NFTs to their first fans, and if you were lucky enough to get that NFT back then, you could have coded into the smart contract that each NFT holder gets a percentage of their royalties. So fast forward to now, Pearl Jam is a huge band, and you would get a significant amount of money from royalties. So that kind of creates new participation from fans and their favorite artists. And these royalties or perks or special event passes can all be built into the NFT via a smart contract on the blockchain. So you've probably heard of Bored Ape Yacht Club and CryptoPunks. These were kind of the two first really big NFT projects that have served as kind of clout for celebrities on the internet as profile pictures for different social media accounts, say on Twitter or Instagram, and these things go for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So in our opinion, this is kind of one of the first iterations of how NFTs could be used for profile pictures or JPEGs or pictures of digital art. But now we're beginning to see how much more you can take these NFTs and do with them. Say, you get special airdrops, you get membership, you get entrance to special events, you get some kind of utility from it, or you get rewards or perks or royalties or so many other things. Okay, so to recap, we talked about fungible tokens versus non-fungible tokens, what they are, and a brief history of what NFTs started out as and where they can go in the future. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what we believe is going to happen in the NFT space over the coming years. Okay, so first off, we'll talk about NFT gaming. So with NFTs, you've kind of created a completely new market for gaming because We've all played, Fortnite, Clash of Clans, all these games that have little microtransactions in them. People I know personally have spent hundreds of dollars in Fortnite to buy these skins, or in Clash of Clans to buy gems so they can upgrade their town hall or whatever. But now with NFTs, you can go into any different video game that offers these things, and you can purchase your skin, your power-ups. So now you can do what's called play to earn, which means as you play these games, instead of just ranking up and earning your new power-up or your new skin or suit or gun or sword or whatever, you now can, as you earn these items, you can trade them with others. So you've created a new market in the video game space that people can now transfer value of the things that they've worked so hard to obtain. And you don't even have to just play to earn. You can participate in these markets that already exist and purchase what you want right when you start playing the game. So now you have a whole new market ecosystem that never existed beforehand. So 3 quick examples of projects right now that are building this kind of metaverse is Decentraland, Sandbox, and Gala Games. And a lot of these are kind of an early stage of development right now, but they have games created that you can participate in. You can buy digital real estate and digital businesses and digital assets that you can sell and convert into real cash. Okay, so these 3 crypto projects are super cool right now and are a fantastic way to participate in the ecosystem, but we believe in the coming years, the large players like NVIDIA, Oculus, Facebook, Blizzard, and Activision will come in and really take over the space because they have such a large production budget and they already have a team of expert developers that can build a really cool game. Okay, so to recap, with the metaverse combining with NFTs, you can now say purchase a plot of land, and since you have bought that plot of land, you can rent it out to other players, you can build a business on it and monetize it, or say you're in some game that allows you to mine under the surface and extract resources from your digital land. You now can monetize things like that in the video game space. Okay, so we just talked about digital real estate and NFT gaming in the metaverse. Now we're going to talk about physical real estate and tokenizing it on the blockchain and why this is a revolutionary way of transacting property. Okay, so let's dive into what it means to tokenize property. So why this is so revolutionary is, say I tokenized my house. I have taken my house, I have turned it into an NFT on the blockchain, and I have included all of the ownership and rights, including deeds, inside of that NFT smart contract. If I was to sell my house online now, I could literally just transfer the full ownership to whoever wants to buy that house. And they could do anything with it. They could sell it right back to me immediately if they wanted to, or they could transfer the ownership of my old house to their kids, and they could put it in their will. So with tokenized real estate, you are eliminating the middlemen that exist between real estate transactions, and you are taking out all these exorbitant fees that people have to pay to buy or sell their home or buy or sell commercial real estate. Also, a realtor is someone you will encounter if you're trying to sell your home, and they will take 6-7% just for showing the home to somebody else. With your NFT tokenizing your house ownership, you no longer have to do this because you can just transfer the ownership to another person immediately. So, for example, TechCrunch co-founder Michael Arrington recently sold his property in Kiev, Ukraine. We don't know why he had an apartment in Ukraine either, but he sold it as an NFT on the internet through a service called Proppy, and it went up for auction for $20,000 starting price, and he was able to instantly transfer the ownership of this apartment to the buyer without any middlemen. This is just one example of how revolutionary this can be for the real estate market. So one crypto project we really like in the tokenized real estate space is Proppy, P-R-O-P-Y, and they have created a NFT marketplace for tokenized real estate, and they are kind of operating as the marketplace that you can access and buy and sell properties on automatically. And to add to this, another really cool aspect of tokenized real estate is you've added a layer of security by using the blockchain. So now you've eliminated a lot of fraud that takes place in the real estate market, especially with buying or selling homes. And this can also be applied to land or commercial real estate or rental homes. So to put into perspective how large this market can get, according to a report from the World Economic Forum, by 2027, 10% of the global GDP is projected to be tokenized, which is tens of trillions, if not hundreds of trillions of dollars. And right now, the total cryptocurrency market cap is only 2 trillion. So first off, we talked about digital ownership of real estate and video games and playing to earn. And we just talked about physical real estate and tokenization on NFTs. Now we're going to combine both of these things and explain what fractionalized ownership is. Fractionalized ownership is really simple. All you're doing is taking these NFTs and you're kind of slicing them into smaller pieces of itself. You are not creating a new NFT of that. Don't let that confuse you. It's the same NFT, you're just dividing smaller pieces of the same token. So if you have a super valuable piece of art or a huge skyscraper, you can now have more investors participate in buying the NFT ownership of that skyscraper as opposed to one billionaire purchasing that whole building or one billionaire purchasing that whole blue chip piece of art. You've now spread the ownership out among many people, and so now many people are able to benefit off of the price appreciation of that asset. This is really cool because now you have typically very expensive assets or projects that were only funded by billionaire angel investors that can be funded by thousands of smaller investors like you and I. With music, for example, you can fractionalize the ownership of, say, Katy Perry's song Firework as many times as you want, but the less fractionalized the ownership is of that NFT, say for the intellectual property rights and royalties for this song, the more money her fans will have. If you have 10,000 fractionalized shares of Firework as opposed to 100, you're diluting the value. That's all you're doing. So you're just either spreading it out among more people or you're concentrating it under a smaller group of people. So let's further explain fractionalized ownership and why you would do it. Say you were Pearl Jam and their most famous song was tokenized as an NFT. They can choose to have one NFT pertaining to the ownership and royalties of that one song, or, which would make more sense, they could fractionalize the ownership of that one song and sell it to more fans. So you've spread out the ownership and intellectual property of that song throughout more of your fans as opposed to concentrating it on one person. And the same thing goes with, say, the album artwork. You can sell just one NFT pertaining to owning the artwork of that album, or you can fractionalize it and sell it to multiple people. You can't have two NFTs that exist of the same art. You'd have to either have one that is one of one or one that's been fractionalized. Or you could have a bunch of different iterations of the album art for that album. And these iterations are all different slightly with the art. Say, some of them are different colors from the other. They just have to be different. They can't be the same thing. And everything pertaining to this fractionalized ownership is programmed into the smart contract on the NFT. So it knows how many times the NFT can be fractionalized amongst different owners. So another cool thing you can do with NFTs is subscription as a service, or SaaS. And this simply means that if you hold an NFT, you have a subscription to, say, Netflix. So you would go to whatever website or service you are trying to use, and it would recognize you hold that NFT, so you would be able to access it. Say Netflix, a movie streaming platform, or you're trying to get to a part of a website that other people can't see, if you connect your wallet and it realizes you hold that NFT, you now have special access to a different part of the website other people wouldn't have access to. These are called digital speakeasies, or like underground hidden parts of the website. So back to the music artist example as well. If you hold an artist NFT, they could take it as a subscription as a service as well, and you would get early access to listening to their new albums, early ticket access, or even VIP passes, or whatever perks you would want it to be as a subscription basis. So we've talked a lot about NFTs, but where do you buy them? How do you access these markets? So a very popular website people go to purchase and sell NFTs is OpenSea.io. OpenSea is a website that supports the most popular NFT transactions, which is on the Ethereum network and Polygon. And two more popular websites people use is Rarible.com and SuperRare.com. These are just other NFT markets that people can put their Ethereum network NFTs on and sell them to other people. But I personally have slowed down and stopped buying NFTs minted on the Ethereum network because it costs so much money to pay for gas fees, and to just sell my NFT or put up a bid for another NFT, I have to pay exorbitant fees and gas. What many people don't know is that there are many other networks that offer NFT services on, like Hedera Hashgraph, Solana, the XRP Ledger, Polygon, and Constellation. So one person that we would encourage you to keep an eye on is Jordan Freed. He owns the domain NFT.com, and this company is built on top of the Hedera Hashgraph network, and he is leading the charge for the future of NFTs. So let's head on over to OpenSea and get an idea of how these NFT marketplaces work. Okay guys, so this is the homepage of OpenSea, and typically they'll feature some new artist that has come out with a really cool NFT project on their front page. You can go ahead and create a project on here if you'd like. This is the Sandbox. They obviously did some kind of Steve Aoki collab for like a metaverse avatar, which I'm guessing you could use in one of their video games. These are the top collections with the highest volume over the past 7 days. You have CloneX. I have no idea what that is. Then you have CryptoPunks, Bored Ape Yacht Club. Then you have Neo Tokyo. This is just a group of really, really wealthy people that get kind of insider information on the markets. Now you got some trending projects, create and sell. But let's go ahead and see what it looks like if you're going to purchase something. So we're going to look at Mutant Ape Yacht Club. So upon arriving to their project page, you'll see how many items that they have out there minted. You'll see how many owners exist. You'll see the floor price. The floor price simply means this is the cheapest NFT for sale minted by Mutant Ape Yacht Club. So it's the cheapest one you can buy made by them. And then the volume, 128,000 ETH, that's how much it just traded. So let's go ahead and look at one of these. So this guy is fine. See, the minimum bid is $8,471,000 for this NFT profile picture. So you would place a bid with your Ethereum, and then you'd have to pay a gas fee in Ethereum to make that bid show up, and then you'd have to wait and see if the artist would accept your bid. I personally cannot afford to bid on an $8 million NFT, but there are still many other affordable NFTs out there. And down here just shows the price history. Let's go ahead and look at another one so you can see what the price history looks like for these NFTs. Got to be some with good price history. We'll look at Missing Frontier. This is a project I am in myself. So this is the black box. If you own this black box, you get a whole bunch of perks in the video game. So you get a data key, which gives you special ownership over aspects of the game, and you get special power-ups airdropped to you and all kinds of cool characters. And this is the price history of this black box. It has gone up and down and up and down between 1 and 3 ETH over the past couple months. And that's just the all-time average price. That's just the median price. And you can come over here and look at the properties of it, about it, what it is, details, blah, blah, blah. This contract address is simply just the NFT address that it's minted under. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know. And I guarantee you at some point you'll run into, say you want to transfer the ownership of your NFT to another address. You don't want to just sell it to another person. Up here, if you own the NFT up here, there will be a little button you can press and it'll say transfer NFT. And all you have to do is copy and paste the other person's address in there, and you'll be able to transfer the ownership of your NFT to another person. And on different exchanges that are similar to OpenSea, you won't always be trading in Ethereum. You can trade in Polygon or XRP or Solana or Hedera Hashgraph or Constellation DAG, and you won't have to pay these really high fees that you would have to pay on OpenSea. So now we're going to look at my profile. This profile does not have any NFTs in it, but if you had one, it would show up here in your profile. It would be displaying here, and this is just the address of your profile on OpenSea. It's connected directly to your MetaMask wallet. So you don't have some kind of individual account on OpenSea. All it is you have connected your MetaMask extension wallet to your OpenSea. And your MetaMask is simply just an Ethereum wallet that rests in your Safari or Google Chrome browser that you send, say, Ethereum or Avalanche or Phantom or whatever you're allowed to use on. And I mean, you can share your profile with anybody. You can take a look at the balance of your wallet. And since what I said earlier, you can use Polygon and Ethereum. You can either have Polygon or Ethereum showing up in your wallet. So, okay, guys, that's a pretty good overview of how to use OpenSea and how to transact and how to navigate these kinds of marketplaces. It's pretty simple. Okay, guys, that's all we have for this lesson. Thank you for watching. So to recap, we talked about fungible versus non-fungible tokens. We talked about NFT gaming, the metaverse, and digital real estate ownership. We talked about physical real estate ownership and tokenization of properties. We talked about how to navigate different NFT markets, and we talked about fractionalized ownership. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson.